Welcome to Cash the Psychologist. Subscribe, like, and share. Let us dive into the power of your subconscious mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Chapter 6: Practical Techniques in Mental Healing. An engineer has a technique and a process of building a bridge or an engine. Like the engineer, your mind also has a technique for governing, controlling, and directing your life. You must realize that methods and techniques are primary. In building the Golden Gate Bridge, the chief engineer understood mathematical principles, stresses, and strains. Secondly, he had a picture of the ideal bridge across the bay. The third step was his application of tried and proven methods by which the principles were implemented until the bridge took form and would drive on it. There are also techniques and methods by which your prayers are answered. If your prayer is answered, there is a way in which it is answered, and this is a scientific way. Nothing happens by chance. This is a world of law and order. In this chapter, you will find practical techniques for the unfolding and nurture of your spiritual life. Your prayers must not remain up in the air like a balloon. They must go somewhere and accomplish something in your life. When we come to analyze prayer, we discover there are many different approaches and methods. We will not consider in this book the formal ritual prayers used in religious service. These have an important place in group worship. We are immediately concerned with the methods of personal prayer as it is applied in your daily life and as it is used to help others. Prayer is the formulation of an idea concerning something we wish to accomplish. Prayer is the soul's sincere desire. Your desire is your prayer. It comes out of your deepest needs and it reveals the things you want in life. Blessed as are they that hunger and the thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. That is really prayer. Life is hunger and thirst for peace, harmony, health, joy, and all the other blessings of life. The passing over technique for impregnating the subconscious. Let us see the first technique. The passing over technique for impregnating the subconscious. This consists essentially in inducing the subconscious mind to take over your request as handed it by the conscious mind. This passing over is best accomplished in the reverie-like state. Know that in your deeper mind is infinite intelligence and infinite power. Just calmly think over what you want. See it coming into fuller fruition from this moment forward. Be like the little girl who had a very bad cough and a sore throat. She declared firmly and repeatedly, "It is passing away now. It is passing away now." It passed away in about an hour. Use this technique with complete simplicity and naivete. Your subconscious mind will accept your blueprint. Your subconscious mind will accept your blueprint. If you are building in your home for yourself and your family, you know that you will be intensely interested in regard to the blueprint for your home. You would see to it that the builders conformed to the blueprint. You would watch the material and select only the best wood. Still, in fact, the best of everything. What about your mental home and your mental blueprint for happiness and abundance? All your experiences and everything that enters into your life depend upon the nature of the mental building blocks which you use in the construction of your mental home. If your blueprint is full of mental patterns of fear, worry, anxiety, or lack, and if you are despondent, doubtful, and cynical, then the texture of the mental material you are weaving into your mind will come forth as more toil, care, tension, anxiety, and limitation of all kinds. The most fundamental and the most far-reaching activity in life is that which you build into your mentally or into your mentality every waking hour. Your word is silent and invisible, nevertheless it is real. You are building your mental home all the time, and your thought and the mental imagery represent your blueprint, hour by hour, moment by moment. You can build radiant health, success, and happiness by the thoughts you think, the ideas which you harbor, the beliefs you accept, and the scenes that you rehearse in the hidden studio of your mind. This stately mansion, upon the construction of which you are perpetually engaged, is your personality, your identity in this plane, your whole life story on this earth. Get a new blueprint. Build it silently by realizing peace, harmony, joy, and goodwill in the present moment. By dwelling upon these things and claiming them, your subconscious mind will accept your blueprint and bring all these things to pass. By their fruits ye shall know them. Let us see the science and art of true prayer. The science and the art of true prayer. The term science means knowledge, which is coordinated, arranged, and systematized. Let us think of the science and the art of true prayer as it deals with the fundamental principles of life and the techniques of processes by which they can be demonstrated in your life, as well as in the life of every human being, when he applies them faithfully. The art is your technique or process, and the science behind it is the definite response of creative mind to your mental picture or thought. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Matthew 7:7. Here you are told you shall receive that for which you ask. It shall be opened to you when you knock, and you shall find that for which you are searching. This teaching implies the definiteness of mental and spiritual laws. There is always a direct response from the infinity intelligence of your subconscious mind to your conscious thinking. If you ask for a bread, you will not receive a stone. You must ask believing. If you are to receive, your mind moves from the thought to the thing, unless there is first an image in the mind. It cannot move, for there would be nothing for it to move toward. Your prayer, which is your mental act, must be accepted as an image in your mind before the power from your subconscious will prey upon it and make it productive. You must reach a point of acceptance in your mind, an unqualified and indisputed state of agreement. This contemplation should be accompanied by a feeling of joy and restfulness in foreseeing the certain accomplishment of your desire. The sound basis for the art and science of true prayer is your knowledge and complete confidence that the movement of your conscious mind will gain a definite response from your subconscious mind, which is one with boundless wisdom and infinite power. By following this procedure, your prayers will be answered. Let us see the visualization technique. The easiest and most obvious way to formulate an idea is to visualize it, to see it in your mind's eye as vividly as if it were alive. You can see with the naked eye only what already exists in the external world. In a similar way, that which you can visualize in your mind's eye already exists in the invisible realms of your mind. Any picture which you have in your mind is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. What you form in your imagination is as real as any part of your body. The idea and the thought are real and will one day appear in your objective world if you are faithful to your mental image. This process of thinking forms impressions in your mind. These impressions in turn become manifested as facts and experiences in your life. The builder visualizes the type of building he wants. He sees it as he desires it to be completed. His imagery and thought processes become a plastic mold from which the building will emerge. A beautiful or an ugly one, a skyscraper or a very low one. His mental imagery is projected and is drawn on paper. Eventually, the contractor and his workers gather the essential materials and the building processes until it stands finished, conforming perfectly to the mental patterns of the architecture of the architect. I use the visualization technique prior to speaking from the platform. I quiet the wheels of my mind in order that I may present to the subconscious mind my image of thought. Then, I picture the entire auditorium and the seats filled with men and women, each one of them illumined and inspired by the infinite healing presence. I see them as radiant, happy, and free. Having first built up the idea in my imagination, I quietly sustained it there as a mental picture while I hear men and women saying, I healed. I feel wonderful. I have had an instantaneous healing. I'm transformed. I keep this up for about 10 minutes or more, knowing and feeling that each person's mind and body are saturated with love, wholeness, beauty, and perfection. My awareness grows to the point where in my mind I can actually hear the voices of the multitude proclaiming their health and happiness. Then I release the whole picture and go onto the platform almost every Sunday. Some people stop and say that their prayers were answered. Another technique. There is what we call mental movie method. Dr. Joseph Murphy tells us that mental movie method. The Chinese say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. William James, the father of American psychology, stressed the fact that the subconscious mind will bring to pass any picture held in the mind and backed by faith. Act as though I am, and I will be. A number of years ago, I was in Middle West lecturing in several states, and I desired to have a permanent location in the general area from which I could serve those who desired help. I traveled far, but the desire did not leave my mind. One evening, while in a hotel in Spokane, Washington, I relaxed completely on a couch, immobilized my attention, and in a quiet, passive manner, imagined that I was talking to a large audience, saying in effect, I am glad to be here. I have prayed for the ideal opportunity. I saw in my mind's eye the imaginary audience, and I felt the reality of it all. I played the role of the actor, dramatized this mental movie, and felt satisfied that this picture was being conveyed to my subconscious mind, which would bring it to pass in its own way. The next morning, on awakening, I felt a great sense of peace and satisfaction, and in a few days' time, I received a telegram asking me to take over an organization in the Midwest, which I did, and I enjoyed it immensely for several years. The method outlined here appeals to many who have described it as the mental movie method. I have received numerous letters from people who listen to my radio talks and weekly public lectures, telling me of the wonderful results they get using this technique in the sale of their property. I suggest to those who have homes or property for sale that they satisfy themselves in their own mind that their price is right. Then I claim that the infinite intelligence is attracting to them the buyer who really wants to have the property and who will love it and prosper in it. After having done this, I suggest that they quiet their mind, relax, let go, and get into a drowsy, sleepy state, which reduces all mental effort to a minimum. Then they are to picture and check in their hands, rejoice in the check, give thanks for the check, and go off to sleep feeling the naturalness of the whole mental movie created in their own mind. They must act as though it were an objective reality, and the subconscious mind will take it as an impression, and through the deeper currents of the mind, the buyer and the seller are brought together. A mental picture held in the mind, backed by faith, will come to pass. Let us see the Baudouin's technique. Charles Baudouin was a professor at the Rousseau Institute in France. He was a brilliant psychotherapist and the research director of the New Nancy School of Healing, who in 1910 taught that the best way to impress the subconscious mind was to enter into a drowsy sleep state, or a state akin to sleep, in which all effort was reduced to a minimum. Then, in a quiet, passive, receptive way, by reflection, he would convey the idea to the subconscious. The following is his formula. A very simple way of securing this is to condense the idea, which is to be the object of suggestion, to sum it up in a brief phrase which can be readily graven on the memory, and to repeat it over and over again as a lullaby. Some years ago, a young lady in Los Angeles was engaged in prolonged bitter family lawsuit over a will. Her husband had bequeathed his entire estate to her, and his sons and daughters, by previous marriage, were butterfly fighting to break the will. The Baudouin technique was outlined to her, and this is what she did. She relaxed her body in an armchair, entered into the sleep state, and as suggested, condensed the idea of her need into a phrase consisting of 6 words easily graven on the memory. It is finished in divine order. The significance to her of these words meant that infinity intelligence operating through the laws of her subconscious mind would bring about a harmonious adjustment through the principle of harmony. She continued this procedure every night for about 10 nights. After she got into a sleep state, she would affirm slowly, quietly, and feelingly the statement, "It is finished," in divine order, over and over again, feeling a sense of inner peace and an all-pervading tranquility. Then she went off into her deep normal sleep. On the morning of the 11th day, Following the use of the above technique, she awakened with a sense of well-being, a conviction that it was finished. Her attorney called her the same day, saying that the opposing attorney and his clients were willing to settle. A harmonious agreement was reached and litigations was discontinued. The other technique is called the sleeping technique. By entering into a sleepy, drowsy state, effort is reduced to a minimum. The conscious mind is submerged to a great extent when in a sleepy state. The reason for this is that the highest degree of outgroping of the subconscious occurs prior to sleep. And just after we awakened, in this state, the negative thoughts which tend to neutralize your desire and so prevent acceptance by your subconscious mind are no longer present. Suppose you want to get rid of a destructive habit. Assume a comfortable posture, relax your body, and be still. Get into a sleepy state, and in that sleepy state, say quietly over and over again as a lullaby, I am completely free from this habit. Harmony and peace of mind reign supreme. Repeat the above slowly, quietly and lovingly for 5 or 10 minutes, night and morning. Each time you repeat the words, the emotional value becomes greater. When the urge comes to repeat the negative habit, repeat the above formula out loud to yourself. By this means, you induce the subconscious to accept the idea and a healing follows. Let us see the thank you technique. In the Bible, Paul recommends that we make known our requests with praise and thanksgiving. Some extraordinary results follow this simple method of prayer. The thankful heart is always close to the creative forces of the universe, causing countless blessings to follow toward it by the law of reciprocal relationship, based on a cosmic law of action and reaction. For instance, a father promises his son a car for graduation. The boy has not yet received the car, but he is very thankful and happy, and is as joyous as though he had actually received the car. He knows his father will fulfill his promise, and he is full of gratitude and joy, even though he has not yet received the car. Objectively speaking, he has, however, received it with joy and thankfulness in his mind. We have the affirmative method. The affirmativeness of an affirmation is determined largely by your understanding of the truth and the meaning back of the words. In praying, use not vain repetition. Therefore, the power of your affirmation lies in the intelligent application of definite and specific positives. For example, a boy adds 3 and 3 and puts down 7 on the blackboard. The teacher affirms with mathematical certainty that 3 and 3 are 6. Therefore, the boy changes his figures accordingly. The teacher's statements did not make 3 and 3 equal 6 because the latter was already a mathematical truth. The mathematical truth caused the boy to rearrange the figures on the blackboard. It is abnormal to be 6. It is normal to be health. Health is the truth of your being. When you affirm health, harmony, and peace for yourself or another, and when you realize these are universal principles of your own being, you rearrange the negative patterns of your subconscious mind based on your faith and understanding of that which you affirm. The result of the affirmative process of prayer depends on your conforming to the principles of life, regardless of appearances. Consider for a moment that there is a principle of mathematics and none of error. There is a principle of truth, but none of dishonesty. There is a principle of intelligence, but none of ignorance. There is a principle of harmony, and none of discord. There is a principle of health, but none of disease. And there is a principle of abundance, but none of poverty. The affirmative method was chosen by the author for use on his sister, who was to be operated on for the removal of gallstones in a hospital in England. The condition described was based on the diagnosis of hospital tests and the usual X-ray procedures. She asked me to pray for her. We were separated geographically, about 6,500 miles. But there is no time or space in the mind principle. Infinity mind or intelligence is present in its entirety at every point simultaneously. I withdrew all thought from the contemplation of symptoms and from the corporeal personality altogether. I affirmed as follows: this prayer is for my sister Catherine. She is relaxed and at peace, poised, balanced, serene, and calm. The healing intelligence of her subconscious mind, which created her body, is now transforming every cell, nerve, tissue, muscle, and bone of her being according to the perfect pattern of all organs lodged in her subconscious mind. Silently, quietly, all distorted thought patterns in her subconscious mind are removed and dissolved, and the vitality, wholeness, and beauty of the life principle are made manifest in every atom of her being. She is now open and receptive to the healing currents which are flowing through her like a river, restoring her to perfect health, harmony, and peace. All distortions and ugly images are now washed away by the infinity ocean of love and peace flowing through her. And it is so. I affirmed the above several times a day, and at the end of 2 weeks, my sister had an examination which showed a remarkable healing, and the X-ray proved negative. To affirm is to state that it is so. And as you maintain this attitude of mind as true, regardless of all evidence to the contrary, you receive an answer to your prayer. Other method is the argumentative method. You explain to the sick person that the basis of all healing is a change of a belief. You also point out that the subconscious mind created the body and all its organs. Therefore, it knows how to heal, can heal it, and is doing so now as you speak. Another method, we have the absolute method. It's like modern sound wave therapy. The absolute method is like modern sound wave therapy. We have another one that is a cripple works. According to Dr. Joseph Murphy. Let us see. Let us serve ourselves with scientific truth. Number 1. Serve yourself with the scientific truth. And lastly, 1. Being a mental engineer and use tried and proven techniques in building a grander and greater life. Number 2. Your desire is your prayer. Picture the fulfillment of your desire now and feel its reality, and you will experience the joy of the answered prayer. Number 3. Desire to accomplish things the easy way with the sure aid of mental science. Number 4. You can build radiant health Success and happiness by the thoughts you think in the hidden studio of your mind. Number 5. Experiment scientifically until you personally prove that there is always a direct response from the infinite intelligence of your subconscious mind to your conscious thinking. Number 6. Feel the joy and restfulness in foreseeing the certain accomplishment of your desire. Any mental picture which you have in your mind is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Number 7. A mental picture is worth 1,000 words. Your subconscious will bring to pass any picture held in the mind backed by faith. Number 8. Avoid all effort or mental coercion in prayer. Get into a sleepy rose state and lull yourself to sleep, feeling and knowing that your prayer is unanswered. Your prayer is answered. Number 9. Remember that the thankful here is always close to the riches of the universe. Number 10. To affirm is to state that it is so. And as you maintain this attitude of mind as true, regardless of all evidence to the contrary, you will receive an answer to your prayer. Number 11. Generate electronic waves of harmony, health and peace by thinking of the love and the glory of God. Number 12. What you decree and feel as true will come to pass.